This computer. Okay, good morning, Marty Gallen,
Yes.
and Gillian James. We're here today to find out some new information on another great person. So, Marty, I'll let you take it away.
Well, I've known Gillian for a long time, and we have reconnected yesterday at a birthday party. And I had heard about her, but now I know even more about her. She has a company called Nut Free Gourmet. And it's amazing what they do. They've built up this company over 25 years, and they have a whole charity part to it. So Gillian, are you there? Can you?
Yeah, Gillian, I'm here.
There you are. How did this start 25 years ago?
Okay. I have been a chef since 1980, and almost 26 years ago, my son was born and he turned out to be allergic to peanuts, and there was nothing on the market. So I was at home with the baby. I started baking cookies and selling them to stores that resold them to tourists. And I was making about $100 a week and 100 dozen cookies. And then someone said to me, "What would you charge for a pail of cookie dough?" And I said $10, and they sold 300. And I thought, opportunity is knocking on my door. It was a little daycare. It was actually my niece's daycare. So that was in tubs at the time, and I didn't even have boxes for them. I took them in Tupperware containers and unloaded them at the daycare. I mean, it was hilarious. Mixed it by hand. It was like 900 pounds of cookie dough by hand. It's hard to imagine, but my arms basically froze for about 10 days afterwards. Then they told two friends, and they told two friends. And then I took the pail to Pusateri's, and he said, I can't sell a romaine lettuce, but if I put croutons and bacon bits and I chop it up nicely, I can sell it for $15. And so your packaging isn't convenient enough. So I called on my sister, who's a packaging designer. She's a textile designer, but she designed me this amazing packaging.
Wow.
Beautiful. And I went ahead and got barcodes and QRs and nutrition panels and everything like that. And then it got into Whole Foods, and people started contacting me to get the cookie dough in. But the fundraising has always been the biggest part. About 80% of my annual sales goes between November the 1st and December the 20th, when schools are raising money.
And how do they raise the money?
Okay, so they download the order form from a website, which looks something like this.
Right.
And they pre-sell it for 2 weeks. And then they call me and they order. And 10 days later, I deliver. And that's usually pre-arranged because I have a lot of repeat customers. So I'll reach out to them, say in October, and say, last year you took delivery on the 29th of November. If you wanted to follow that timeline, your order would be due on the 19th and you'd need to start selling by the 4th, that kind of thing. And a lot of people, they're really grateful. And so I get them over and over and over again.
Uh-huh. So you sell it at a certain price and they sell it at a markup.
Yeah, they make $3 a roll, and they make $5 for a tub.
And the cookies are raw.
It's raw cookie dough, absolutely.
So people bake them themselves.
That's right. And it seems to me that the higher economic level of the people, the more they like the rolls, because they're really convenient, because the dough's hard to work with when it's frozen. But people who are looking for economy do the pails, and people who are looking for convenience do the rolls.
And what are the cookies? I've tasted them. They're delicious.
Yeah, so I have chocolate chip, shortbread, oatmeal raisin, oatmeal chocolate chip, chocolate fudge chip, and snappy ginger.
And you do that out of Peterborough?
I do it out of Apsley, which is about an hour north of Peterborough.
Or an hour north of Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised the way it has grown?
Yes and no, it's gone back and forth. Some years, for example, Rose Reisman Catering contacted me one year and they did a great, like 40 cases every 6 weeks, but then it just, they just didn't call me. And I called them and I reached out to them to see, I don't know what happened, but you know,
Right.
you never know. You never know. I mean, they were a great client for a couple of years. They never got back to me, even to, because I wanted to know why, but they
Yeah,
didn't
of course.
return my call. So
What makes your cookie so special?
I'm going to say nothing because there's nothing added. It's butter, it's sugar, it's eggs, it's pure chocolate. It's everything that grandma had in the house and nothing that she didn't. It's unbleached flour. I think people really appreciate the fact there's no additives. I'm sure that's why I got into Whole Foods, is because there were no additives.
So you've done it. What keeps you going for 25 years?
That's a good question because I feel like that time is coming to a close. But what keeps me going? Providing quality cookie dough to people who can't eat other products. Now, of course, in 25 years, the market's really changed. There's a lot of nut-free awareness in the market now, but there wasn't then. And I have loyalty because a lot of the nut-free products, well, they're not made the way mine are. Mine are just, I'm not leaving anything out. I'm just not putting it in.
Right, right. Well, that sounds great. It sounds like it's been an exciting life.
Yeah, I would say.
And we were talking to you, maybe we could continue with you because we are opening a kitchen. So we're hoping that maybe we can work something out.
No, that would be great.
Darren, do
Great.
you have some questions for Gillian?
I do. Since there's no additives, is there a certain time period, like if people were to buy it, how long that period is that they have to use it?
Well, it's frozen. So
Okay.
generally rule for a freezer is 6 months or less, but I've heard 14-month stories from my customers. I found this thing in the bottom of my freezer and it turned out great. So, but we recommend 6 months in the freezer.
Oh, that's good. And how long, or how would like 80% of you, I guess, your sales come November to December 20th? So during the charity fundraisers, are you currently available in Whole Foods and Pusateri's today?
Yes,
Oh, fantastic.
absolutely. Oh,
Fantastic.
I've been in Whole Foods since maybe 05 or 06. I've been in Pusateri's longer than that. Ever since I got the retail packaging, Pusateri's took me in, and my sister who designed the packaging, I called her from the parking lot. I'm in.
That's
Great, what a
fantastic.
good
They're
place to be.
longtime customers.
Yeah. Is there any other stores that you're available in, or can
Yeah,
people?
I'm
Yeah.
available at Bruno's in Etobicoke. If you go to my website, nutfreegourmet.com, there's a where to buy tab, and it gives you all the locations. I'll confess there's a couple missing and there's maybe one that should be removed, but it's pretty accurate.
Perfect.
But I'm in Bruno's in Etobicoke. I'm in 4 locations of Whole Foods. I'm in Bruno's, Bayview, Yorkville, and Avenue Road. I'm in Fresh and Wild at Spadina and King. I was at Meat on the Beach in the beaches, but they closed. I'm at Alex Farms on Bayview, which is Bayview and Eglinton. And I'm also in Whole Foods about 3 blocks south at Bayview and I can't remember, at 1760 Bayview. It's Whole
Very
Foods on Bayview.
exciting.
Leaside, it's called.
Yes, Lisa.
So,
Nice area.
so that keeps me going too. And one of my best client is Spring Ridge Farm. They're in Milton. They took 20 cases last week. They're a destination farm, but during the pandemic, they bundled the cookie dough into 3 packs and for baking at home, and they did really well. And they normally close in the winter, but they opened for pickup shopping, and they're a really good customer.
Do people, because a lot of people sometimes order food, so I'm sure some of these stores they can order food online. Can people order online or by phone directly from you? If so, is there a minimum quantity?
No, well, they can order directly from me for a fundraiser, but I'm not gonna undercut my retailers. So
Good.
if they call me, I tell them where to go. Not like that. I tell them to go to the Lakefield Market or One Fine Food in Peterborough or wherever it is.
Are you just sold mainly around the greater Toronto area or in Ontario? Or are you
That's
sold
right.
anywhere else?
Yeah. Well, it was sold in Kitchener, and the guy from Whole Foods in Ottawa actually called me because he's from around my little village, and he said he'd love to put the dough on the shelves, but I didn't have the distribution.
Right.
So I'm kind of a one-man show that grew, and here I am, right? I've had good sales. I've been able to, establish a factory, and I'm health inspected every year and all that stuff. So just sort of bumbling along and getting bigger, and sort of last year wasn't good because the fundraising didn't happen,
Sure.
and my sales were down about 35% last year, but the retail went up because people were at home baking. So my retail went up about 30%. So, but it's still a really little percentage of the business.
I think that's
Very
fantastic.
exciting.
Yeah.
Is there an 800 number?
Sorry?
Is there an 800 number?
Yes, there is. 1-800-806-8966.
And I love the cookies, and I'm very excited about the future. Maybe we could do something together. I really hope so, because one bite of those cookies is amazing.
Well, thank you, Marty.
I think that's fantastic. I know I just like hearing about successful stories, how it started from you having a need and then it's really exploded across Ontario. I think it's fantastic.
It's
Mhm.
amazing.
And I want to congratulate you on your success and how
Thank
many
you.
children you've made happy over the
That's
years.
right. That's right. Even people who aren't allergic to nuts.
I think it's fantastic.
And the company is called Nut Free Gourmet Incorporated.
That's right.
Wonderful. We enjoyed our time together.
Well, thanks very much. It's been great.
So I want to also thank you as well, Gillian and Marty. Another great interview with a very great lady in the food business. Another great success story. And I too want to thank you very much. And everybody out there, please get in touch with Gillian. Once again, it's Nut Free Gourmet, GOURMET.com, 1-800-806-8966. And look forward to seeing Marty again and interviewing the next person. So
There we go.
thank you so much, Marty. Thank you so much, Gillian. And
You're
we'll
welcome.
talk to you guys soon.
Yes.
Bye.